I don't know. Oh, I am live. Huh. So I guess I'm live. I don't know if anyone's going to tune in, but and do an announcement or anything. I'm just like crazy stressed out and wanted to see if anyone was online and wanted to chat. Somebody's there. Hi. I'm just looking for my potato peeler. Anyways, I'm making lunch, dinner actually, and food prepping because I've had a really, really rough week. My mother-in-law is in ICU and has been there for, hi Chanel, it's so good to see you on there. I'm going through hell right now. I really love my mother-in-law. She's never said anything mean about me, never like judged me or anything, just like made me feel like really loved and like unconditional love. And like her being in an ICU has been really, really, she has something called myophilia gravis, and she's had it for 8 years, and it was in her eyes, and then it she went on vacation. Her and my father-in-law travel a lot, and so she went on vacation to Europe, and when they came back they had like some really horrible stomach bug, but anyways, the myophilia gravis was in her eyes, and then it moved to her throat. And so she's been in ICU, and she was intubated, and so she had like this giant thing down her throat. So I went to go visit her, and that had she had that big thing in her throat, and she just looks really frail and stuff, and it's just really nerve-wracking. So I have that going on, and then I have Chanel. I haven't seen you like make a comment on my channel in a long time, so I don't even know what's up with you. How are you? Are you still there? Anyway, if you come back, let me know how you are. Yeah, so that's got me really stressed out. So I'm doing self-care, which I'm cooking. But yeah, so I have that, and then I have Tiffany. If you've been watching my channel, Tiffany, somebody that I befriended with severe mental illness, is now, she went to the hospital for 3 days, and then they let her go, and then she went psychotic again. And so this time they kept her for a week in the hospital, and then no, I haven't stopped posting. I just haven't been posting as much because I have all these songs I wrote like over the last 3 years, and I haven't released an album, and I really want to. I released one album before, but like I have all these songs for my second album, so I've been really trying to focus on that, so I haven't been doing my blog as much. But there are a bunch of videos I want to do. Like I wanted to talk about, oh well, leave comments so I know you're hanging out there. You're gonna love this story, Chanel. Let me tell you this story, because this really, really was like upsetting. So my neighbor, I have a new neighbor, who's really nice, and like I love her kid. Like he's 10 years old. I've helped him make a couple of rap songs with Pro Tools and what, with my computer, and producing a little 10-year-old. Anyway, she's really nice. So I've hung out with her kid. Anyway, she leaves town. She shows up my door with all of her stuff. She's heading out of the door. She shows up at my house, and she says, "Ooh, that's burning." And she says, "Do you think you could check in on," oh, I totally burned this broccolini. "Do you think you can check on," things have been a bit rough, but haven't, me too. I miss you guys. I miss posting more. I don't really have any friends, so like it's good to have you guys. But anyway, so she asked me to take care of her dog. I know you'll find this upsetting, Chanel, because it really upset me. Okay, so she shows up, asks me, can you check on Sky, my dog? She has a little 3-pound Chihuahua. And so I'm like, sure. And I'm thinking, okay, well, she's already out the door leaving, like, and she's asking me now to take care of her dog. Like, what was she going to do if I wasn't there? And so I'm like, sure, yeah, what do you want me to do, walk her? I'm like, when do you walk her? And she's like, oh, I walk her usually in the morning at night. And I'm like, okay, I'll walk her 3 times because we live in apartments. And so I go over there, and the dog is locked in a cage, sitting in her own pee and poo. And she was just going to leave her locked in that cage with no food or water for 24 hours if I wasn't going to take care of that dog. And I was like so upset. It was so upsetting. I cannot believe people treat their animals like that. Like, you want to put a dog in a kennel, fine. They can go in there for like an hour or 2, but like locking them in there while you leave town for 24 hours and not giving them food or water, like, she straight like restricts her water. Poor little Sky. And they never walk her. Anyways, so that was really upsetting. So I have that, and then I have Tiffany, who's still trying to tell me, my friend that I've been helping, who's in psychosis and all that, who used, is still trying to lie to me and tell me that that she didn't use and that it's all her mental health. And I know that she did. I know that she used. I know that she's been using since sober living, but she keeps carrying on the lie. Yeah, she keeps carrying on the lie. It's addiction. I don't have any experience with addiction. I have experience with mental illness because I have mental illness. For whatever reason, I have done every single drug except for heroin and fentanyl. And I just never got addicted. I just didn't care. And I usually did it when I was in psychosis anyway. I was already in psychosis. But you know, addiction, addicts will lie and manipulate you. And oh yeah, you're catching up about the dog. Yeah, poor Sky, dude. I told her, I'm like, I can't lock a dog in a cage like that. And I let her loose. And now, like, I don't even really want to like talk to my friend, because I'm like, I don't know if I can like talk to somebody that abuses their dog like that. So yeah, so that and Tiffany. So I have all these things going on. I just like took my dogs for a walk and cried the whole time down at I went to the docks, like the beach where all the boats are and stuff, and walked the dogs over there, and I just cried the whole time. It hit me. Like, we go to Sunday dinner every Sunday, and she makes dinner and we all visit and stuff. And the thought of not being able to do that anymore is just devastating for me. So anyway, so that, and then Tiffany and her addiction, like, I never knew, like, really, really hard not to get angry at an addict because they lie so much and they manipulate you so much. Like with Tiffany, when I took care of her animals and she went to rehab. First, she was supposed to be in rehab for 90 days. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll feed your cat. But then when it came to be 5 months, I'm like, I can't do this to a cat. I can't feed a cat in an apartment. But it's better than her going to the shelter and being killed because she has FIV. But she did manipulate me into taking care of her, taking care of Lucy. She called me from the rehab. Please, please, please don't send my animals to animal control. Please, 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 please don't send them to, I'll leave this rehab right now. Just crying her eyes out. And like, what can I do? You know, like, the thought of my animals going to a shelter would be devastating. And so, but yeah, so, I mean, I don't know how you don't manipulate someone in that situation. Like, I would probably try and get somebody to watch my cat too. I don't know. I would probably, well, her cat has FIV. So anyway, so all that's going on. She's still trying to lie to me, telling me that she's going to have her, somebody at the rehab where she stayed, call me and tell me that she wasn't using, that her dirty drug test was only marijuana, but it wasn't only marijuana, it was meth too. So, and I already know that because I already talked to the lady at the rehab. She can't give me all the information, but she danced around the answer enough to where I knew what she was saying, that Tiffany was in fact using meth. So that situation is unresolved because I'm not giving her back her dog. Chance is diabetic, and when I found him, when I was driving her all over too. And you know what? I'd made a video all about how to talk to somebody in the last video that I did. It was a really long drawn out story, so probably not that many people watched the whole thing. But when I was taking Tiffany to the hospital, and she was hearing voices, she would say to me, don't listen to them. They just told you to punch. I heard him say that they told you to punch me in the face. Don't do it. And I'm like, I'm not listening to them, I swear. So like the car ride was like 20 minutes to the hospital, and she's crying and terrified because she thinks that her family is being held hostage for their money and that they're going to kill her and her family. She's hearing these voices tell her this, and like these voices are like right there in the room. With her, and she just keeps saying stuff like, they're telling me this, they're telling me that. Anyway, the car drive home, I'm sitting there just like in my head, don't say anything, don't say anything, don't say anything, because I didn't want to say anything wrong to set her off. So I had to be like completely like quiet and not like anything that I said could be misconstrued as wrong. So I just wanted to throw that in there real quick. So anyway, I've had a lot going on. But I wanted to make a video for a long time about how, because I know it affects a lot of us, about how bipolar disorder destroyed my career. But I just haven't got around to it. So I don't know, maybe I'll talk about that right now while I'm chopping up potatoes. I don't know. Does anyone have any questions? Sorry, I'm lagging because I have internet connection. That's okay. I know you're my friend. Oh, if you guys are like bored and you want to like add somebody on, you can add my Instagram. I do chat with some of you guys. I don't have any policy about not speaking to people that watch my channel or anything like that. But if you do reach out to me via Instagram and we talk and stuff, don't disappear and not tell me, because that makes me worry. Some people do that, and then I just have to learn not to worry about them. But yeah, my Instagram is one Reeve Infinity. Oh my god! Oh my god! That was so loud. So my Instagram is one Reeve Infinity, REVEINFINI. It's on my homepage. So yeah, 3 minutes behind. Chanel, please let me know if you have any questions. So yeah, I don't know. I guess I could tell you guys a story. I've just been trying to, music is like what's healing for me. This morning I really thought about how I can be grateful for stuff, like this one lady told me she had a gratitude journal one time. So like now I'm like really trying to do that. I'm trying to meditate more. But yeah, I had a breakdown. It was hard. And I am noticing that a lot of my symptoms are because of me and my lifestyle choices, like drinking coffee and not going to bed early enough. And it's like me just like not wanting to not be like everyone else. Like I'm already not like everybody else because of my mental illness, but not being able to go to bed at 11:30 any random night is something that I shouldn't do, and I don't want to have to like not do that. So, but today I was thinking about it, and I was thinking about how selfish I am, because if it's not about me, it's about it's not about all about me. It's about my husband too, and my family. And when I have outbursts and symptoms of bipolar disorder, because I'm not used to, like, I was diagnosed when, hi, Hakan, did I say that right? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for finding my channel. Yay. So I actually have been really unaware of my bipolar symptoms my entire life. Other than when I was in psychosis or depressed. The anger that I had as a child, I thought was just due to all the pressure that I experienced. But now looking back, I know, like maybe like around the age 9, 10, and more, looking back at that time, I realized like, wow, I did blow up a lot, and like that's not really normal. And I really like, honestly, I haven't, I thought if I was on medication, I'm not really having symptoms, but I am. But my mood has been up and down. If you just tuned in, there's 3 things going on. Stress with Tiffany, the friend who has severe mental illness. My mother-in-law being in ICU for a week, and the horrible situation that I saw with my neighbor. So that's 3 things. So I'm kind of overloaded with stress. But I really didn't realize how many of my symptoms were surfacing. I just thought that was me, and my personality or something. But I've been watching Jess's channel from Our Bipolar. If you don't follow her, and she's really helped me a lot. Like notice that some of the things that I'm feeling are actual symptoms. They are actual breakthrough symptoms. Like my anger is a symptom, like me raging is a symptom. And some of the things that make that worse, without a doubt, is coffee. And I'm such a coffee addict. I literally have drinking Starbucks every day for the last, I don't know how many years. I think I gave up coffee one time. I got sick. I gave it up for a month and I felt so much better. My skin looked amazing because I drank so much water, and I wasn't always dehydrated because of all the coffee I drink. But keeping a regular schedule. My ring has helped me. I've talked about this before. This is an Aura ring, and I think like Apple does some of this stuff too, but this is separate. And it's specifically designed for sleep. And because if you have bipolar disorder, sleep is like the #1 thing that is most important. So the ring actually monitors my sleep. So it logs like how long I'm laying in bed before I go to sleep. It logs how much REM sleep I have. It logs how much deep sleep I get. And I wasn't for a long time getting any deep sleep at all. And that's normal for someone with PTSD, which I have. And I actually wonder if I have ADD too. So I'm going to pose that question to my psychiatrist next time I see him. Yeah, sleep. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Do you have one too, James? Yeah, it's amazing. Who can remember to log your sleep in a diary every night? So having the ring is really, and knowing oh my God, for me, if I sleep less than 6 hours 3 nights in a row, I'm gonna go manic. I can't. I'll go manic, and then I'll be manic for 24 hours, and then I'll be psychotic, and that's bad news. So and actually with my medication, it took me a little while before I actually hit full-blown psychosis, and it was because so for those of you that don't watch, last April I had to commit myself to psychiatric ward because my dog died and I witnessed it, and I went into hypomania. I didn't know I was in hypomania. I was just really excited that I was getting a lot of stuff done, furiously cleaning and organizing in really weird ways. I was traumatized. I watched my dog die in front of my face. So I was pretty traumatized, but I had made this box of all the stuff that Freddie's collar, and just put it in there. And then I was hypomanic. My husband noticed and was like, I'm really, really worried, over and over again. And finally I'm like, okay, I'll go to the hospital. So I went to the hospital, and that was a horrible experience because it always is. The psychiatric hospital is horrible. You're just treated it's just you're dangerous, right? You're dangerous when you're in psychosis. So when I went to the hospital, I never really talked about this part that much. My mother-in-law and my father-in-law came and picked me up, and they drove me to Westwood, because I demanded to go to Westwood, which is UCLA, which has the nicest psychiatric ward I've ever been to in my entire life. And they all suck, but this one's really nice. And it's better because it's a teaching hospital, so most of the nurses and stuff that work there um, are learning about mental illness. So you're getting good help and treatment. So anyway, I go there and I'm out of my mind and they're asking me questions, and you have to say that you're a danger to yourself and others. And they asked me like, do you feel like hurting yourself or anyone else? And I had to tell them like, no, but I go in psychosis, and when I'm in psychosis, I'm afraid I'm going to hurt someone. I've driven 100 miles an hour on the freeway before in psychosis. And so like I conveyed enough to where they put me on a 72-hour mandatory hold. And like I was like, when I get manic, I have like extreme empathy, and I don't hear voices, but I hear people talking, and I think that those people talking are talking in relation to my thoughts. So like I'll have a thought and then hear someone talking and think that they're answering my thought. And so when I was in taken to Westwood in the hospital, in the waiting room, they had me in the hallway. They had me go to the bathroom and change my clothes and put on the hospital gown, because they take all your clothes. Your clothes can be dangerous. Oh, and before I went there, I packed all my stuff up, and I manically did that. Pulled all the strings out of my hoodie. On my tights, I took the string out because you can't have any strings on your stuff because you could choke yourself out with them. Grab some sports bras because usually they didn't want you to have underwire bras. Because you could pull out the wire and hurt yourself. So they made me go in the bathroom and put on a hospital gown, and I was all upset about that. I didn't want to put on a hospital gown because I was, heading towards psychosis. And I was starting to have those thoughts where people were answering me. So I was in the bathroom, and I was in there for like a really long time. I didn't realize how long I was in there, but I was in there for a really long time. And because I have this extreme empathy, because because I'm not hearing voices not having auditory hallucinations. I'm having delusions of grandeur where my thoughts are being heard by others and they're responding to them. So I'm in the bathroom and I am hearing someone say that they need help financially. And so I don't know how I got this thought, where it came from. I don't know, but I had told myself this. So I took out my earrings, diamond earrings that I had, and I put them inside the seat cover metal thing in the bathroom. And I had some little gold hoops too, and I put them in there, and I never saw them again. And I thought that I had to do that because one of the cleaning ladies or somebody like that was having a really hard financial time, and they could pawn these earrings and get some money and be able to pay their bills or whatever. That's like delusion of grandeur, where thinking like you're so special that somebody needs help, or you have supernatural powers or whatever. Like me thinking that I can read their minds, or not necessarily read their minds, know what it's very confusing. Anyway, so I come out of the bathroom finally because they're like pounding on the door, making me get out. I don't even know what I was doing. Looking in the mirror, washing my face. I have no idea. But I was in there for a really long time. So then I come out, and I'm laying on the gurney, and I'm just waiting there. And I tend to be really awful in these situations. Like when I'm sick and when I'm in a situation I don't want to be in, like on a gurney, waiting in a hallway, like I complain a lot. And then I got mad because I was starving. And all they brought me was like milk, and I don't drink milk. So it's really, oddly enough, it's insanely difficult to get vegan food in a hospital, which blows my mind. But so that pissed me off. So I was pissed off about that. So then they're finally ready to take me. Westwood doesn't have a bed, so they're going to take me to Del Amo, which is a hospital that I hate it. It's not as bad as College Hospital, which is a different chain of psychiatric hospitals here, but it sucks. Yeah, Yeah. So anyway, so that I agree with you, James. So they come. I'm sitting on the gurney, and the ambulance is ready to take me. So the ambulance comes, and they strap me in because I'm on a 72-hour hold. I'm a threat to myself or others. So I need to be locked into, like, can't move. Like, my arms are like I'm harnessed down. And it's a horrible, humiliating, just awful experience. It's not like being in, it's not like being in the hospital as a sick person. It's like being in the hospital as a criminal, or an assumed criminal. So that part really sucks. So then I had to ride all the way from Santa Monica, on the ambulance, to Torrance, which is where Del Amo is. So I had to take that whole ambulance ride, couldn't move really. Yeah, it was just awful. And then, so then I get there, and they make me take off all my clothes, even the gown, they make me keep off, could I keep the gown or not? I'm pretty sure they like examine your naked body. I can't remember. Every time I go in those places, I'm so like out of it. Anyway, they take your clothes and then they give them back to you to make sure there's nothing dangerous on them. So I had clothes, so I was lucky. A lot of people that go in the psychiatric ward are taken on like 5150 or whatever, so they don't have their clothes that they've been able to bring with them. But they're specific clothes, like they have to be special. The trash cans in the psychiatric ward don't have any plastic bags because you could kill yourself with a plastic bag. The shower doesn't have any handles because you could harm yourself with handles. So it's kind of like you're like a little kid, and then you go in there and like everyone's watching you. And then there's other psychiatric patients, and some of them flip out and throw stuff across the room and scream at you or make random passes at you. There was this one guy in there that was going around sexually harassing all the women. I laughed at him because when I'm in psychosis, everybody is someone famous undercover. And this guy happened to look like one of the guys on Saturday Night Live. So I thought he was just making jokes the whole time. Because he said some pretty crazy stuff, and he actually got transferred to a different part of the hospital because he was so offensive to a lot of the women there. But yeah, so that, I don't know what the point of my story was. I was just kind of talking about how awful the psyche. Oh, you asked how my mood was. Yeah, so that's something, James. Yeah, so the other patients will do stuff that is sometimes inappropriate, sexually inappropriate, or like walk around half naked. Everybody is at a different level where they're at with this. Some people are high functioning with their mental illness, and some people are not as high functioning. Some people need to be on disability and government services their whole life and in a program, and some people can live fairly normal lives. I think my husband's home. I'll go in the room. He's home. Let me get the door. Hey, I'm doing a live, so I'll go in the room.
You can open the door. No.
Oh, sorry. I thought you already had your key in. So what were we talking about? The psychiatric ward. We were talking about the psychiatric ward. So yeah. This is my messy room behind me. I actually, the thing that I like about the psychiatric ward is that I get to meet a lot of people that are similar to me, or I can't really figure this out. Sorry, guys. I was in a perfect spot, and then my husband came home. My eye is like really low today. In my last psychotic episode, not the last one, not the one after Freddie died, my last unmedicated psychotic episode, I was run over by a car. And I had a brainstem injury, so this eye can't, I've had surgery and it doesn't fix it. So sometimes it's kind of, and it makes me insecure. So that's why I'm mentioning it. Yeah, I actually love hanging out with people in the psychiatric ward because of that reason, because I feel safer. Like I feel more normal, especially when there's more high functioning people. When there's mostly low functioning people, it's kind of hard. But when there's higher functioning people, it's fun, especially if they're younger. Like I'm like an adult now, middle-aged woman. So, but young people like in their 20s and stuff are so fun in the hospital to me. But yeah, it's a nightmare. They come, the nurses come and shine the light in the room every 15 minutes because they want to make sure you're still breathing. And so that part kind of sucks. It's really impossible to get sleep. But the whole point of this story was me saying that in regards to my symptoms. On the medication, on the medication, I was able to not go fully into psychosis and to be able to catch myself and say, wait, you're having delusions of grandeur. What those people are talking about right now has nothing to do with you. And I've never been able to do that before. And I know it's because I'm on a super high dose of Lamictal. And without it, I would have gone psychotic and possibly hurt someone or myself. I would have damaged all the relationships in my family. Medication is really and will be always like the number one treatment that has helped me. In therapy, I did outpatient for 7 months. I did, actually, I've done like a year and a half of outpatient as many times as I've gone. But yeah, I had a rough day. I had a rough day. I had some stuff that was going on, and I just wanted to like say hi because I haven't seen you guys in a while. Well, I don't never see you, but I haven't been posting as much lately, and I want to more. But I just wanted to check in and say hi and find somebody to talk to. And this has been really healing. So I appreciate you guys because I actually feel a little better now. But yeah, I'm hanging in there. I'm probably gonna go because I want to do music. But if you guys want to see a live about a certain topic, I kind of like doing the lives. I feel like I jump around a lot on topics and stuff, but I'm on 400 milligrams of Lamictal. And it was supposed to come down, but it never, Chanel was asking how much Lamictal I'm on. I'm on 400 milligrams. It started at 150 and then stuff got rough and it went up to 200 and then stuff got rough in my life again and went up to 300. And it's supposed to come back down at some point, but I've just never been stable enough to bring it back down to another level. I'm on Geodon for a year now, which I need to get off of because unless it's like I don't necessarily need it right now. But please do a live weekly. They're the best. I can try to do that. I can try. I'll try. It's hard for me to commit to anything because I'm so like all over the place with my emotions and stuff. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys out there. I'm hanging in there. Chanel, maybe I really will take you. Maybe I really will do a live weekly. It's kind of weird because I feel like I'm on the spot, you know, and I don't want to bore you guys. And then there's a little person at the top of the screen with a number of people tuned in, and it goes up and down. And so sometimes it'll go like from like 8 to 3, and then I'm like, oh, what did I say something wrong? So yeah, I just try not to pay attention to that. But yeah, I might do it. What day? Mondays? Tuesdays? Wednesdays? Tuesdays might be cool because my husband works from home, so I'm not able to do as much. So Tuesdays might be cool to do lives. Please, yeah. So does anybody have any questions about bipolar, PTSD, depression, psychosis, anything? Bueller. Have you guys ever seen that movie, Ferris Bueller Day Off? It's really good. Okay, well, it doesn't seem like anybody has any questions. So I'm going to go and try to finish a song that I'm working on. But I have really enjoyed talking at you and talking with you. Chanel and James, thank you so much for tuning in. And Hakan, thank you guys. I really, yeah, appreciate the attention, I guess. But yeah, I will talk to you soon. Maybe I'll try and do a live next Monday. We'll see. I don't know. They're fun. I probably will. Okay. Bye, Chanel. Bye, you guys. Whoever else is there. Bye, James. Yeah, yep. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. If I release a video soon, as always, leave a comment and say hi so I know that you're still with me. Okay, bye guys. Bye. See you later. Well, you'll see me later. I won't see you. Okay, bye.